Hello and welcome everyone to your favorite channel IPMAT Wallah for your preparation of IPMAT and other exams. So guys, in today's session we are going to discuss about NPAT previous year problem from year 2021. So guys, without any further delay, let us start with the questions. This is going to be the whole topics to be covered is going to be NPAT 2021 questions. And this is the first question. Here it is saying that if U is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 is the universal set, set A contains 2, 3, 6, 7, B contains 3, 4, 5, 6 and C contains 5, 6, 7, 8, then N of A complement intersection C minus B plus N of A complement intersection B union C is equals to K, where A complement is the complement set of A, then the value of K is. So guys, if N is written over here, this basically means cardinality or the number of elements in the respective set. So the sum of elements in these two respective sets is basically given to us as K. Okay, so how can we solve it? So if we solve it, what we can do is we can start with this thing C minus B. C minus B, if we take it out, we need to eliminate the common elements from C. So 5, 6, 7, 8 and 3, 4, 5, 6 have 5, 6 in common. So definitely C minus B is going to contain 5, 6, 7, 8 and 5, 6. If we remove from here, it is just going to have 7, 8. So the cardinality of this thing will become 2 and C minus B is going to contain 7, 8. Other than that, if we take its intersection with A complement, so A complement is an important set. So let us find the complement set of A. A contains 2, 3, 6, 7. So if you remove 2, 3, 6, 7 from A here, we are going to be left with 1, 4, 5 and 8. This is going to be the A complement set. And we need to now take the intersection of these two sets. So if we take the intersection of these two sets now, what elements do we see common in these two? They both have 8 as common. So this thing has only one element, that is 8. So N of A complement intersection C minus B is going to be a single element. So the cardinality is going to be 1 and that single element is going to be nothing but 8. Similarly, what we can do is we can resolve this thing as well. So B union C, B is 3, 4, 5, 6 and C is 5, 6, 7, 8. So B union C can be found out. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 will be B union C. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 is going to be B union C. And we need to take its intersection with A complement. So A complement and this having common elements, we need to find how many common elements are there. So N of A complement intersection B union C is going to be, we can see 4 being in both these sets, 5 being in both of these sets and 8 also being in both of these sets. So basically the number of elements common in these two is going to be 3 elements, that are 4, 5 and 8. Since we are just asked the cardinality is going to be 3. And if we talk about the set elements, they are going to be 4, 5 and 8, which is not required. Again here 8 was not required. And now basically the value of K is sum of these two things. So 1 plus 3 is going to be our answer, that is 4. And from here the value of K comes out to be 4. So the right answer for this one is definitely option C. Let us see the next problem, guys. This is the problem. Here it says let U be the universal set, A and B be the subsets of U. If N of U is 450, N of A is 200, N of B is 205 and N of A intersection B is 15, then N of A complement intersection B complement is equal to what? Where A complement and B complement are the complements of A and B respectively. You can pause this video and take around 30 seconds to solve this. Alright, so let us see, guys, how can we solve this? So we are asked to find the N of A complement intersection B complement. This thing, according to De Morgan's law, is nothing but union minus N of Okay, we can directly use this thing as n of A union B whole complement. So if we take the value out of this, this is going to be universal set minus n of A union B. So let us find the number of elements in A union B and then we can subtract it from the universal set to get the values. So let us see the value of n of A union B now. According to the formula, this is going to be equal to n of A plus n of B minus n of A intersection B. And number of elements in set A is given to us as 200. Number of elements in set B is given to us as 205. And in A intersection B, it is 15. So 405 minus 15 is going to result in 390. And if we talk about the universal set had 450 elements in it. So if we substitute the values over here, it is going to be equal to 450 minus 390, that is going to be 60. And hence the right answer for this one is going to be option B, 60. I hope there is no problem in this. Let us move on to the next problem. So here it says the range of the function f defined by f of x is equals to under root 16 minus x square is. We need to find the range of this function, and you can definitely pause this video and take 30 seconds to solve this. All right. So guys, let us see how we can solve this. So the function that is given to us is under root of 16 minus x square. If you know about the properties of square root, you know that the value inside the square root cannot be negative, but the minimum value that it can have is going to be 0. So definitely what we can say is that 16 minus x square has to be greater than equal to 0. And if we talk about uh, the maximum value of x that it can take, again we know that we can solve this thing to get that value. So if we take the minus x square term over here, or we add x square terms on both the sides, x square being a positive term won't affect the inequality, and x square will be less than equal to 16 then. And from here we can resolve this thing. X square less than 16 can be resolved as x square minus 16 less than equal to 0. And from here it is coming out to be x plus 4 into x minus 4 less than equal to 0. We can make a wavy curve for this, minus 4 plus 4. And if we see, the wavy curve is going to look like this, and the region that matters to us is this one. So basically x can take value from minus 4 to 4, and where these minus 4 and 4 both are included. Now we were not asked to find the domain of the function, but rather the range of the function. So if we need to find the values for function or the values of y, we'll have to substitute all of the values of x over here. And if we see, the minimum value of 16 minus x square is definitely 0, and that too will come at when x is equal to either 4 or it is equals to minus 4. Similarly, if we talk about the maximum value, it will come when x square is minimum. X square minimum value, the minimum value of x square will be definitely equal to 0. A perfect square minimum value is definitely 0. A perfect square cannot be negative, and the minimum value can be not negative and not positive, that is 0. So if we substitute the minimum value of x square over here, we're going to get the maximum value of the function, and that comes out to be f of x max comes out to be under root 16 minus 0, that is root 16, which is 4. So this is the maximum value of the function. And if we talk about the minimum value of this function, the square root function minimum value is always 0. So fx minimum is going to be 0. So if we talk about the range of the function is going to be 0 to 4, where both 0 and 4 are included. And if you look at the options, option 1, that is option A, matches with our answer 0 to 4. I hope it is very clear. Let us move on to the next problem. Here it is saying that if f of x is equals to x minus 1 upon x plus 1, then which of the following will be true? and these are the subsequent options that we have. Guys, you can pause the video and take around 1 minute to solve it. All right, let us see, guys. If I look at the options, the option basically contain either f of 1 by x, as you can see over here as well as here, or they contain f of minus 1 by x in these two options. So it is like completely understood over here that we'll have to substitute 1 by x in the place of x now. So if I find the value of f of 1 by x, I'll have to substitute 1 by x over here as well. So it becomes 1 by x minus 1 upon 1 by x plus 1. And if I resolve it even further, this becomes 1 minus x upon 1 plus x. And this looks very much similar to this. If I take minus sign out of it, this becomes minus of x minus 1 upon x plus 1. So basically this is coming out to be minus of f of x. So f of 1 by x is equals to minus of fx. Do I have an option like that? No, option A does not match. Similarly, option C also does not match. So both of these are not my answers. So definitely I'll have to check by substituting x equal to minus 1 by x now. So if I substitute x as minus 1 by x now, this will basically become minus 1 by x minus 1 upon minus 1 by x plus 1. And if I resolve it even further, this becomes minus 1 minus x upon minus 1 plus x. And if we take the minus sign out of it, this thing will become minus of x plus 1 upon x minus 1. And you can see over here that our f of x was basically x minus 1 upon x plus 1. So this thing over here is in the reciprocal form. So I can write this thing as minus of 1 upon x minus 1 upon x plus 1. And this thing is nothing but minus of 1 upon f of x. So f of minus 1 upon x is coming out to be minus 1 upon f of x. Now let us see if this option is available with us. F of minus 1 by x is equals to minus 1 upon f of x. Option B matches with our answer. So that is why the right answer for this one is going to be option B. Let us move on to the next problem. So in this question it says let A is equals to R minus single element 3, that is all real numbers except 3. B equals R minus single element 1, and let f from A to B defined be f of x equals x minus 2 upon x minus 3. What is the value of f inverse of 1 by 2? Guys, you can pause this video and take around 1 minute of time to solve this. Alright, so let's see guys how we can solve this one. F of x is given to us as x minus 2 upon x minus 3, and we definitely need to find the inverse of the function. Only then we can find f inverse 1 by 2. So to find the inverse of the function, let us resolve it. This can be resolved as x minus 2 can be written as x minus 3 plus 1 whole upon x minus 3, and this thing basically becomes 1 plus 1 upon x minus 3, and f of x is nothing but y. So I can write y is equals to 1 plus 1 upon x minus 3. And if I resolve it further, this becomes y minus 1 is equals to 1 upon x minus 3. And the value of x minus 3 comes out to be 1 upon y minus 1. And from here, I can say that x equals to 3 plus 1 upon y minus 1. And this thing even further reduces to 3y minus 3 upon y minus 1. So I have finally expressed x in terms of y, and to find the inverse, what we need to do is first step is express x in terms of y, and then turn the values of the variable. So our x becomes y and our y becomes x now, and finally we get the inverse now. So f inverse x comes out to be, now we just need to change this x as y. So this is going to be our original inverse function, and this is going to be equal to 3x minus 3 upon x minus 1. Now the question was asking us to find the value of inverse f inverse 1 by 2. So we'll have to substitute 1 by 2 in the place of x. So this becomes 3 by 2, that is 1.5 minus 3, and this becomes 3 by 2 minus 1, that is 3 by 2 minus 1, that is 0.5. So 1.5 minus 3 upon 0.5 is going to be our final answer. Okay, let's check if everything is fine. So x minus 2 can be written as that. 1 plus 1 upon x minus 3 is right. 1 plus 1 upon x minus 3 is right. Y minus 1 is equals to this thing. X minus 3 comes out to be this thing. And this minus 3 went over here. 3y minus 3 and plus 1 was also there. So it becomes 3y minus 2. Okay, 3y minus 2 should be there. So 3x minus 2 will come. And 1.5 minus 2 is going to be minus 0.5 upon 3y minus 3 plus 1 is 3y minus 2 upon y minus 1, and this thing comes out to be equal to plus 0.5. This thing is coming out to be minus 1. There might be some error in the negative sign. Let us check. So x minus, this becomes that, y minus 1, okay, 3y minus 3 plus 1 is 3y minus 2, and upon y minus 1. Okay, so here it was x, so it becomes 1 by 2 minus 1, so it is also coming as minus 0.5. So the right answer is option D, 1. Okay, so there was some error from my end. Instead of writing 0.5, I wrote it as 3 by 2. And the right answer for this one is going to be option D. I hope you got the same answer. Let us move on to the next problem. In this one, it is saying that in an office, there are 215 employees who drink either tea or coffee. 94 out of them drink tea and 63 drink tea but not coffee. How many employees drink coffee but not tea? So guys, you can definitely pause the video and take around 45 seconds to solve this. Okay, let us see how we can solve this. So when it is saying that there are 94 employees who drink tea, so we basically get the number of elements in this set. There are 215 people who drink either tea or coffee. So either tea or coffee basically means N of T union C, where T is the tea and C is the coffee. And this is given to us as 215. So what I can do is make the sets. So value of this union is basically given to us as 215. And let this be the set for tea and this be the set for coffee. Then we have been told that there are 94 out of them who drink tea. So the number of people who drink tea is given to us as 94. This entire set is 94. And there are 63 people who drink tea but not coffee. They drink tea but not coffee. So basically we'll have to remove this part. So this part, this region is given to us as 63. So let us note this thing down as 63. This part is given to us as 63. So out of 94, there are 63 people who drink tea but not coffee. So 94 minus 63 is going to be these people who drink both tea and coffee. And definitely this is going to be 94 minus 63, that is 31 people. And the question was asking us to find the number of people who drink coffee but not tea. So basically the question is asking us to find the value of this. The sum of these three values is given to us as 250. So in order to find in order to find this particular region, we'll have to subtract this sum, that is 94, from 250. So the number of people who drink tea, who drink coffee but not tea, will be equal to 215 minus 94, and this thing will come out to be 121. So there are going to be 121 people over here in this missing region who are going to drink only coffee and not tea. So the right answer for this one becomes option C. I hope you must have understood it and you must have gotten the same answer. Let us move on to the next problem. Here it is saying that the income of A is 2/3 of B's income. and the expenditure of A is 3 by 4 of B's expenditure. If 1/3 income of B is equal to the expenditure of A, then the ratio of savings of A and B will be. So guys, you can definitely pause this video and give it a try. Take around 1 minute to solve this question. So let's see. The first statement is A's income is 2/3 of B's income. So we can definitely write A is equals to 2 by 3B when it comes to the income. And from here, A and B's income ratio are coming out to be 2:3. Definitely B's income is going to be greater. And the expenditure of A is 3 by 4 of B's expenditure. So this one is the ratio in their incomes. And for expenditure, we have this relation that A is equals to 3 by 4 of B's expenditure. So the expenses of A and B are going to be in the ratio of 3:4. The next thing that is given to me is if 1/3 income of if 1/3 income of B, so let us take the values of income over here. So let us assume that A's income is 2x and B's income is 3x. A's expenditure is 3y and B's expenditure is 4y. We have the relationship between income and expenditure next. Here it is saying that 1/3 income of B, 1/3 income of B, so B's income is 3x. So 1 by 3 of 3x is equal to the expenditure of A. Expenditure of A is basically 3y. So this is equals to 3y. And if we resolve it even further, the value of x comes out to be 3y. And the question was asking us to find the ratio of savings of A and B. So savings, we need to find the ratio for A and B. For A, the income is basically 2x minus the expenditure of A are basically 3y, and 3y is nothing but x. So 2x minus x is going to be the savings for A. Similarly for B, the income is 3x and the expenditure is 4y. Expenditure is 4y. So we can express this 4y in terms of x now. So if we see that 3y is equals to x, then y value comes out to be x by 3, and then hence the value of 4y will be equal to 4x upon 3. So we'll have to subtract this over here. It will become 3x minus 4x upon 3. Simplifying it further, this becomes x and this becomes 9x minus 4x, that is 5x upon 3. And if we take the ratio of these two values, the x's get cancelled out, this 3 jumps over here and this becomes 3 by 5. So the ratio is coming out to be 3:5, that is option A, and this is how you could have solved it. Let us move on to the next problem. So in this one, it is saying the value of under root of 1 plus root 3 by 2 minus under root of 1 minus root 3 by 2 is. So you can definitely pause this video and give it around 45 seconds to solve. Alright, so let us see how we can solve it. Since we need to find the value over here and the terms are in square root, the thing that is coming in my head is definitely squaring these terms in order to resolve it. So if I square these things, so this is going to be a minus b whole square. So this is going to be a square, which is going to be deprived of square root now. So it is going to be 1 plus root 3 by 2 plus b square. So this root is also going to be out. So this becomes 1 minus square root of 3 by 2. This is a square, this is b square. Now we need to have a 2ab term as well. So 2ab term with a negative sign will come over here. So this becomes minus 2 into root of 1 plus root 3 by 2 into square root of 1 minus root 3 by 2. And if we see this root 3 by 2 and minus root 3 by 2 gets cancelled out, this becomes 2 minus 2, and this square root and this square root term, the interior of these can get multiplied over here, and the property is a plus b into a minus b. So this becomes a square minus b square, that is 1 square is 1, minus root 3 by 2 whole square is going to be 3 by 4, and 1 minus 3 by 4 is 1 by 4. So this becomes 2 minus square root of 1 by 4. square root of 1 by 4 is going to be 1 by 2, and this becomes 2 minus 2 times 1 by 2 now. 2's get cancelled out, so it becomes 2 minus 1, that is 1. So 1 is going to be my final answer, that is option C. I hope you must have gotten the same. Let us move on to the next problem. In this one, it is saying we need to find the value of the sum of the first 20 terms of the series 2 square plus 5 square plus 8 square plus dot 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 is. So we need to find the sum of the first 20 terms. Guys, you can definitely pause this video and take around 1.5 to 2 minutes to solve it. So let us solve, guys. And if I look at it, the sequence over here consists of square terms, but these square terms are not in particular order, but definitely these terms 2, 5, 8, they seem to be in AP. 2, 5, 8, they are following an AP where A is 2 and the common difference over here is of 3. So if I look at the 20th term over here, I can definitely find the 20th term over here. 20th term over here is going to be A plus 19D, which is going to be 2 plus 57, that is 59 square is going to be the 20th term. I hope everyone is like very clear with this. So if I look at it even further, I need to find the sum of squares of these individual terms. Can I find the general term of this particular AP? Definitely I can find the general term of this particular AP. AN is given by A plus N minus 1 into D. So A is 2, N minus 1 and D is 3. So the general term is coming out to be 3N minus 1. And if I need to find the sum of N terms over here, that too we need to take a square now, because an this is the an for the AP, but each term of this particular sequence contains a square. So an is actually going to be 3n minus 1 whole square. So this thing becomes 9n square minus 6n plus 1. And if I need to find the sum of all of these n terms, the sum of n terms is given by summation an, and this will be equal to 9 times summation n square minus 6 times summation n plus summation 1. So all I need to do is substitute the formulas now. Summation n square is basically n into n plus 1 into 2n minus 1, sorry, 2n plus 1 upon 6, and minus 6 times summation n is n into n plus 1 upon 2, and summation 1 is going to be n. This becomes my sum, and the question was asking me to find the sum of 20 such terms, so I'll have to keep the value of n as 20 now. So let us substitute that value over here. This becomes 9 into 20 into 21 into 41 upon 6, and this becomes minus 6 times 20 into 21 upon 2, and this becomes 20. So let us resolve it even further. 3 times 2, 3 times 3, and this thing becomes 2 times 10, and this thing becomes 2 times 10. So what we are going to get is 21 times 41, which is going to be 820 plus 41, 861. 861 into 3 is going to be equal to 3 6 are 18, 258, 30 as the product, and 6 times 21 is going to be 126 and 1260 with a minus sign. So minus 1260 plus 20 is going to be minus 1240. So if we solve it even further, 0 minus 0 is 0, 13 minus 4 is going to be 9, and 7 minus 2 is going to be 5, and 5 minus 1 is going to be 4. 24590 is coming out as the answer, which is option D. Hence D becomes the final answer. So the entire process for this question was, first we found that the individual terms are actually are forming an AP, and those AP terms are basically raised to a square power. So we found the general term of the AP, and for this sequence the terms had square in them, so we squared them, and this was the general term of the particular sequence that we were given. For sum of n terms is actually equal to summation an. So we applied that thing over here. Summation n square is given by this formula, summation n is given by this formula, and summation 1 is going to be n. And all I did after that was substitute n equals to 20. Okay, so the right answer is option D. Let us move on to the next problem. So in this problem, it says a vessel contained a solution of acid and water in which water was 64%. 4 liters of the solution were taken out of the vessel and the same quantity of water was added. If the resulting solution contained 30% acid, then the quantity in liters of the solution in the beginning of the vessel was. So guys, this is a question from mixtures and allegation. Pause the video and take around 1 minute to solve it. So guys, let us look at this problem. So here it is saying that there was a vessel which contained acid and water, and basically it contained water and acid in particular form, and we have been given that there was 64% water initially. So if 64% was water, then definitely we can say that 36% has to be acid. Then what has happened that we had taken out 4 liters out of it and replaced it with 4 liters of water instead. So this question is basically becoming of substitution and replacement, and we know that the logic behind it is going to be that the concentration of acid in this particular solution is definitely going to get reduced because of removal of acid and then adding water in it. Hence the concentration of water is going to increase and the acid concentration is going to reduce. So if we look at the concept for this one, the final concentration has become initially the concentration in the container was of 64% water and 36% of acid, and after 4 liters removal of the solution and then 4 liters of addition of water, the final concentration of acid was reduced to 30%. Acid was 30% and the rest was water, that is 70%. So if I apply the concept of substitution, 36% acid, and we will multiply it by the factor 1 minus R by X, where R is the number of liters of the solution taken out and X being the total volume inside this particular vessel, and this thing has become finally 30%. So the number of liters of solution that was taken out was 4, so this R is equals to 4, and the total solution in this we do not know about it, so we have taken it as X liters. So if I simplify it even further, this becomes 36 into 1 minus 4 upon X is equals to 30, and I can see that 36 and 30 they both come in the table of 6, 6 6 the 6 5 the, and from here I can say that 1 minus 4 upon X is equals to 5 upon 6, and if I simplify it even further, let us make the final step over here. 1 minus 5 by 6 is coming out to be 4 by X. So 1 by 6 is equals to 4 by X. The value of X is coming out to be 24. So initially there was 24 liters of the solution present in it. So the right answer for this one becomes option C, 24 liters. Let us move on to the next problem. Here it is saying that a trader sells an article at a profit of 10%. If he had bought it for 25% less and sold for rupees 20 more over the actual selling price, he would have gained 60% of the original cost price in rupees. He would have gained 60%, and the question is asking what is the original cost price in rupees of the article. So guys, you can pause this video and take around 1 to 1.5 minutes to solve this. So let us solve, guys. If I make the frame for this question, the frame will look something like this: CP, MP, and then SP. And we do not know the value of cost price, so I'm assuming it to be 100x. And the question said that the trader is making a profit of 10%. So definitely this is 10% greater than the CP. So selling price is going to be 110x. And the second condition given to us is that if he had bought it for 25% less, so if rather than buying it at 100x, 25% लेस पे अगर खरीदा होता, इसका मतलब अगर 75x पे खरीदा होता, if he would have bought it for 75x and sold for rupees 20 more over the actual selling price. So actual selling price is 110x, and if we would have sold it over 20 over the actual selling price, in this case the profit percent would have been 60%. This would have been 60%. So I hope everything till here is clear. So basically what I can do is, if it is increase of 60%, the multiplication factor is going to be 1.6. So I can say that 75x into 1.6 is going to be equal to 110x plus 20, and 75 into 1.6 is going to result in 120. 120x is equals to 110x plus 20. From here the value of 10x is coming out to be 20 and the value of x is coming out to be 2. And the question was asking us to find the original cost price. Original cost price was actually 100x and x is equals to 2. So this becomes 200 rupees. So the right answer for this one becomes option C. I hope there is no problem till here. So guys, you can see that a mixed bag of questions were there, most being from functions, sets, and later we had arithmetic problems. I definitely feel that these questions are going to be helpful in your preparation. We would be coming up with more of such videos where we would be discussing the previous year problems. So definitely stay tuned, and if you have not subscribed the channel, subscribe it, and if you found this session useful, leave a like and a comment. I'll see you soon. Take a very good care of yourself. Bye everyone.